touchdown. And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the fourth quarter, and I don't see them looking back.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Nash. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Falcons will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it? A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Here's a give up the middle. A nice little juke. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off play action. Rich. He finds his man. Complete. That's Jacobs. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry. No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
from the gun on third down. Rich got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
The extra point up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're...
And my goodness, another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Saints again ready to go on offense. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. So he stopped for no gain, and it's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 10. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. They'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
Meanwhile, here's a shot for the end zone right away, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep...
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they will take a knee here. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Atlanta, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.